The one thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. Don't get it twisted. Don't get fucked up. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA.
The tension in the sports world just reached a boiling point. Angel Reese, the superstar forward who has dominated headlines this season, has officially exploded. And this time, it's directed squarely at LeBron James. What started as a seemingly harmless shout-out or social media support for Caitlin Clark quickly escalated into a full-blown controversy, leaving fans stunned and the basketball world buzzing. Angel's reaction wasn't subtle.
That many people that can relate to everything that she's been through. There's not that many folks that know what it's like to be in her shoes, but someone that does is LeBron James, right? And here is what he told Esquire when he was asked about Caitlin Clark. He said, "I have a great deal of respect for her because I know exactly what it means to be drafted, to be the face of a franchise, and also get the scrutiny from a lot of people that don't believe you're ready for the next."
Social media erupted as clips of her comments, expressions, and fiery statements began circulating, showing a side of the WNBA star that few had ever witnessed. At the heart of the controversy is loyalty, recognition, and respect. Angel Reese has fought tirelessly to carve out her place in the league, proving herself on the court with unmatched skill and determination. To see one of the biggest names in basketball, LeBron James, publicly supporting Caitlin Clark instead of acknowledging her achievements felt like a personal slight. The backlash was immediate, both from Angel herself and her army of supporters. Fans quickly took sides online. Some defended Angel's fury, arguing that LeBron, as a global icon, should use his platform to highlight women's basketball
people, and that was like a moment that I was like, I knew I was going to meet him when I was coming to the game, and that's like one of my idols. Like, LeBron is the GOAT to me, so I don't know, it was just like a crazy moment where I got to meet him in the
stars who have earned it. Others criticized her reaction, claiming it was overblown or fueled by social media hype. Clips of Angel's outburst spread like wildfire, with reaction videos, memes, and commentary threads dominating timelines within minutes. The emotional intensity was palpable. Angel's words, tone, and expressions conveyed frustration, disappointment, and fierce pride. For a player who thrives under pressure, this wasn't just a reaction. It was a statement about recognition, respect, and the fight for equality in sports. The ripple effect reached across leagues, platforms, and fan communities, sparking debates about celebrity influence, representation, and the responsibility of superstar athletes to uplift women in sports. Within hours, the story dominated headlines. Every network, website, and social...
LeBron James said, triple-double, basically. But I'm going to post it so you can see it. So here you go. LeBron James says, "Triple dub, CC, great way to kick off the season." Clapping hands. That's what he said. That's what he tweeted. Congratulate someone on a triple double. And this is the type of response the Crash Out Angel congregation is giving you today. They have lost it. I mean, if you need to go check some people into mental hospitals, a lot of people should get Baker acted right about now because they've all lost their minds.
Social feeds seemed to feature Angel Reese's reaction, dissecting her outburst and analyzing LeBron's intentions. This wasn't just a sports moment. It was a cultural flashpoint, highlighting the passion, pride, and competitive spirit that drive the game, and showing that even icons like LeBron James are not immune to criticism when emotions run high. The moment the news broke, the sports world collectively paused. Angel Reese, the WNBA powerhouse known for her dominant performances and unwavering confidence, had officially erupted on social media, directly calling out LeBron James for publicly supporting Caitlin Clark. The timing couldn't have been more explosive. Fans, analysts, and commentators all scrambled to understand what had set off the star forward, whose reputation for poise and controlled aggression on the court was well established. Yet in this instance, Angel's frustration was unmistakable, her words cutting through the usual chatter surrounding professional basketball. It all began with a seemingly harmless post. LeBron James, a global icon whose influence transcends leagues, had taken to social media to praise Caitlin Clark for her performance in recent games. On the surface, it appeared supportive, a nod from one elite athlete to another. But for Angel Reese, it was more than just a casual mention. To her, it felt like a dismissal of her own remarkable season, a failure to acknowledge the hard work, skill, and milestones she had achieved. The tension that had been simmering beneath the surface suddenly boiled over, sparking an outburst that would dominate headlines for hours. The initial reaction was immediate. Clips of Angel's fiery statements, captured during interviews and social media live streams, circulated across platforms almost instantly. Her tone was firm, passionate, and unmistakably frustrated. "I've worked my entire life for recognition," she said, her eyes blazing with intensity. "To see someone else get highlighted without acknowledging my achievements? That's not right." Every word resonated with fans who had followed her career, understanding that her frustration stemmed not from personal rivalry, but from the larger issue of respect and representation in sports. Fans quickly took sides, igniting a firestorm online. Supporters of Angel praised her for standing up to one of basketball's most recognizable figures, arguing that LeBron's influence could have been used to shine a light on women's basketball talent as well. Memes, reaction videos, and threads praising her courage flooded platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, each amplifying her message and rallying more supporters to her cause. The discourse wasn't just about individual players. It became a broader conversation about the visibility of women athletes and the responsibilities of superstars with global platforms. Critics, however, weren't silent. Some argued that Angel's reaction was an overreach, a misreading of LeBron's intentions. They suggested that his support of Caitlin Clark wasn't meant to diminish Angel's accomplishments but was simply recognition of another athlete's talent. Debates raged online, with pundits analyzing every nuance of Angel's words, LeBron's post, and the timing of each interaction. Social media platforms became battlegrounds, as fans, journalists, and influencers weighed in with conflicting opinions, adding fuel to the fire. Inside the WNBA community, colleagues expressed a mix of admiration and concern. Fellow players recognized Angel's passion, noting that her competitive spirit and dedication to her craft made her frustration understandable. At the same time, coaches and advisors reminded her of the importance of managing public perception, cautioning that viral moments could overshadow on-court achievements if not handled strategically. Angel, known for her emotional intelligence, seemed to balance both instinct and strategy, using the moment to amplify her point while carefully framing her argument to highlight fairness and recognition rather than personal vendetta. As the story spread beyond sports circles, mainstream media jumped on it. Every network, sports website, and social feed dissected the interaction, replaying clips of Angel's statements and analyzing LeBron's original post. Analysts debated what the outburst meant for professional relationships, endorsements, and public perception. Sports commentators emphasized the cultural implications. The conversation had moved beyond individual players to issues of gender equity, visibility, and respect in professional sports. The intensity of the moment wasn't limited to social media or news networks. Fans attending games, watching live broadcasts, and following social feeds felt the emotional weight of the controversy. Conversations about loyalty, recognition, and fairness echoed across arenas, college gyms, and living rooms, turning Angel Reese's outburst into a topic of cultural conversation. It wasn't just sports drama. It was a reflection of the expectations, pressures, and visibility that come with being at the top of one's game in today's hyperconnected world. By the end of the day, the story had taken on a life of its own. Angel Reese had transformed a moment of personal frustration into a conversation that resonated across leagues and demographics. She had challenged one of the most influential figures in basketball while also sparking broader debates about recognition, gender, and influence. In doing so, she reminded the world that respect isn't given, it's earned, and sometimes, it must be demanded. The day after Angel Reese's explosive comments, the social media landscape was still ablaze. Fans, analysts, and journalists dissected every detail, replaying clips of her fiery statements over and over, analyzing her tone, her words, and the raw intensity she displayed. Memes went viral, reaction videos flooded timelines, and hashtags referencing Angel Reese, LeBron James, and Caitlin Clark began trending globally. In living rooms, sports bars, and college campuses, conversations revolved around loyalty, recognition, and respect, topics that had suddenly become national talking points. Angel's outburst had tapped into a larger cultural conversation, one about visibility in women's sports and the responsibility of superstar athletes to elevate those who deserve recognition. For many fans, Angel wasn't just expressing personal frustration, she was articulating a collective sentiment. Supporters flooded her social media accounts with messages of solidarity, praising her courage for publicly addressing a slight that had, until now, remained unspoken. Every like, share, and comment amplified her message, turning her statement into a viral movement almost overnight. Yet the conversation wasn't universally supportive. Critics argued that Angel's response was an overreaction, claiming that LeBron's praise of Caitlin Clark was not intended to diminish her accomplishments. Some suggested that the timing was unfortunate but not malicious. Analysts debated whether public confrontation was the best strategy, warning that such a high-profile dispute could shift attention away from her performance on the court. Despite the criticisms, Angel remained steadfast, doubling down in follow-up posts and interviews. Her point was clear. Her achievements deserved acknowledgement, and the failure to highlight them was symptomatic of a larger problem in sports coverage. Media outlets capitalized on the controversy. Sports networks ran highlight reels juxtaposing Angel Reese's performances with Caitlin Clark's accolades, while commentators weighed in on gender equity and the visibility of women athletes. Social media pundits debated whether LeBron James, one of the most influential figures in basketball history, had a responsibility to highlight female players more consistently. Panels and podcasts dissected the nuances of public praise, loyalty, and media attention, framing the conversation as both a sports debate and a cultural discussion. Angel's team recognized the potential for long-term impact, both positive and negative. On one hand, the controversy had increased her visibility exponentially, drawing attention to her skills, achievements, and the WNBA as a whole. On the other hand, viral debates and high-profile criticism risked overshadowing her on-court performance. Advisors encouraged her to channel the energy strategically, emphasizing measured communication, careful social media engagement, and the continuation of her relentless work ethic. Angel, known for her competitive focus, embraced this guidance without losing the intensity that had sparked the viral moment in the first place. Fans and analysts also speculated on the personal dynamics behind the feud. LeBron's influence and reach were undeniable, yet Angel's outburst highlighted the complexities of fame, public perception, and athlete recognition. Discussions emerged around mentorship, representation, and the responsibility of veteran athletes to lift others while maintaining fairness. Debates were intense and often polarized, reflecting the passion and emotional investment of fans who saw themselves in Angel's struggle for recognition. Meanwhile, Angel Reese continued to dominate headlines with her on-court performances. Every game became a potential viral moment, as fans scrutinized not only her play but also her body language, confidence, and poise in the context of the ongoing controversy. Analysts repeatedly highlighted how she balanced immense pressure with exceptional skill, framing her as a rising star unafraid to demand acknowledgement. The combination of athletic excellence and public assertiveness amplified her profile, reinforcing her position as one of the most compelling figures in women's sports today. Off the court, Angel spent hours reflecting on the situation. Conversations with teammates, family, and mentors focused on strategy, resilience, and maintaining focus amidst distraction. The lesson was clear. While viral moments and public debates would come and go, consistent performance, discipline, and professionalism would cement her legacy far more than any single social media exchange. This mindset became her anchor, allowing her to navigate the storm of public scrutiny with clarity and purpose. By midweek, the story had become more than a personal dispute. It was a national conversation about recognition, influence, and the role of superstar athletes in shaping public narratives. Angel Reese's outburst had ignited debates spanning gender, sports culture, and media responsibility. While the frenzy continued online and in media outlets, Angel's focus remained on what mattered most: her craft, her team, and proving through performance that her voice was backed by undeniable skill. As the days progressed, it became clear that Angel's response to LeBron James' support of Caitlin Clark was not simply a moment of frustration, it was a defining moment in her career. The public discourse, fan reactions, and media analysis underscored the broader significance of her words. Angel Reese had forced a conversation about respect, visibility, and accountability in sports, and in doing so, she elevated herself from a phenomenal athlete to a cultural figure whose influence extended beyond the court. As the controversy surrounding Angel Reese and LeBron James escalated, the sports world held its collective breath. Fans, analysts, and journalists dissected every move, every post, and every subtle reaction. Then, as if adding fuel to the fire, LeBron James responded. His statement, measured yet pointed, praised Caitlin Clark for her accomplishments while emphasizing his respect for all athletes, including Angel. But for many, including Angel herself, the response felt insufficient, almost like a subtle dismissal. It was a moment that reignited the debate, sending social media into a frenzy once again. Angel's team immediately assessed the impact. Her public statements, while passionate, had been received globally. Now, with LeBron's carefully worded response circulating, the dynamic shifted. Analysts and fans debated intent versus perception. Was LeBron simply expressing admiration, or had he unintentionally minimized Angel's achievements? Every angle was scrutinized, with clips of his post being replayed alongside Angel's outburst, creating a narrative tension that dominated the day's headlines. Social media erupted. Fans split into factions, some rallying behind Angel, asserting that she had every right to demand recognition, while others argued that LeBron's praise of Caitlin Clark didn't diminish Angel's accomplishments. Memes, reaction videos, and commentary threads multiplied, each dissecting tone, timing, and context. The hashtags referencing Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and LeBron James trended globally, amplifying the controversy far beyond the confines of traditional sports coverage. Talk shows hosted panels to debate the cultural significance of the feud, emphasizing not only the personalities involved but also broader topics: recognition in women's sports, the responsibility of superstar athletes, and the visibility of female players in a male-dominated sports culture. The conversation had evolved beyond personal rivalry. It had become a nationwide discourse. Meanwhile, Angel Reese stayed focused on her core mission: dominating on the court. Despite the ongoing media storm, she maintained a level of discipline that earned admiration from coaches, teammates, and fans alike. Each game became a showcase of both talent and resilience, as if every basket, rebound, and defensive stop was a statement reinforcing her worth and visibility. Analysts began noting how her performance, combined with her vocal advocacy for recognition, made her one of the most compelling figures in sports today, not just as an athlete, but as a leader shaping the narrative around equity and respect. In private, Angel reflected on the unfolding situation with a blend of intensity and strategy. Conversations with mentors and advisors emphasized the importance of framing her responses carefully, balancing assertiveness with professionalism. She understood that public perception was fluid and that every post, comment, or interview could either reinforce her message or allow detractors to gain ground. This awareness sharpened her approach, transforming raw emotion into calculated advocacy. Fans continued to document and debate every interaction, turning the story into a social media phenomenon. Reaction videos, TikTok compilations, and Twitter threads dissected every word from Angel and LeBron, often contrasting their intentions with public interpretations. The discussion touched on mentorship, representation, and the responsibilities of global icons to highlight emerging talent. Angel's voice became a rallying point for conversations about respect, equality, and visibility in professional sports. The pressure wasn't limited to external commentary. Teammates, coaches, and league officials were acutely aware of the situation's intensity. Angel's outburst, followed by LeBron's response, forced internal discussions about how athletes navigate public perception, social media influence, and the demands of modern sports culture. Angel's professionalism on the court, combined with her strategic engagement off it, set a standard for handling high-profile controversies in the age of viral media. By the end of the week, the story had settled into a broader cultural conversation. Angel Reese was no longer just a WNBA star. She had become a symbol of advocacy, visibility, and resilience. The media frenzy, fan debates, and viral posts underscored the significance of her actions. While LeBron's response attempted to clarify, the dialogue she had sparked was irreversible, cementing her influence in sports culture. Angel's approach demonstrated a remarkable balance of passion and strategy. She remained unapologetically vocal about her desire for recognition while also carefully navigating the complexities of media attention, fan expectations, and professional obligations. The controversy had the potential to overshadow her career, but instead, she transformed it into an opportunity, proving that even in the face of global scrutiny, skill, discipline, and advocacy could define a lasting legacy. The media storm surrounding Angel Reese showed no signs of slowing. Every interview, tweet, and post was analyzed with painstaking detail, feeding a frenzy that had grown far beyond the initial exchange with LeBron James. Sports networks dedicated hours to dissecting the dynamics between Angel and LeBron, comparing their achievements, debating intent, and framing the conversation around broader issues in sports culture. Opinion pieces popped up across platforms, emphasizing gender equity, representation in professional athletics, and the responsibility of high-profile athletes to acknowledge emerging talent. Angel Reese had unwittingly become the epicenter of a nationwide dialogue, and the intensity was palpable. Fans were more divided than ever. On one side were those who praised Angel for her courage and assertiveness, calling her a role model for standing up to one of basketball's biggest icons. These supporters argued that LeBron's influence could have been used to shine a brighter light on women's sports and that Angel's passionate response was entirely justified. Viral clips of her statements circulated endlessly, accompanied by supportive commentary and calls for broader recognition of her talent. Social media threads exploded with debates about fairness, loyalty, and visibility, often trending globally within hours. On the other side were critics who saw Angel's reaction as disproportionate or misdirected. They argued that LeBron's post was intended as a compliment to Caitlin Clark, not a dismissal of Angel's accomplishments. Some questioned whether public confrontation was wise, warning that the viral moment could overshadow her achievements on the court. The discussion quickly became nuanced, blending social commentary with sports analysis. News outlets and sports talk shows were quick to feature panels that examined the situation from every angle, from media responsibility to the pressures faced by women athletes in a male-dominated industry. Despite the heated discourse, Angel remained focused on her craft. On the court, she was a force of nature, rebounding with authority, scoring with precision, and commanding attention in ways that left fans and analysts alike in awe. Each performance became a statement. Her talent, her dedication, and her resilience were undeniable. Analysts frequently noted that her assertiveness off the court was matched by her dominance on it, reinforcing her credibility and demonstrating that her advocacy was rooted in achievement rather than ego. In private, Angel worked closely with her team to navigate the storm strategically. Advisors emphasized the importance of measured engagement, balancing the raw passion that had gone viral with a level of professionalism that would protect her long-term reputation. Every post, every interview, and every public appearance was carefully coordinated, designed to amplify her message while minimizing unnecessary conflict. She understood that the attention she had drawn could be leveraged to spotlight women's basketball as a whole, and she embraced the responsibility with determination. Meanwhile, the conversation expanded beyond sports. Influencers, celebrities, and cultural commentators weighed in, framing Angel's outburst as part of a larger narrative about representation, respect, and the visibility of women in all professional fields. Podcasts, talk shows, and news segments explored the dynamics of power, celebrity influence, and accountability, using Angel Reese's experience as a case study. She had sparked a dialogue that transcended basketball, highlighting issues that resonated across social media and mainstream media alike. Fans continued to engage in passionate discussions, often referencing statistics, highlight reels, and interviews to support their viewpoints. Memes juxtaposed Angel's athletic achievements with LeBron's influence, sparking debate. While others speculated and criticized, she doubled down on her priorities: excellence on the court, advocacy for recognition, and strategic navigation of public perception. The combination of viral visibility and professional mastery positioned her as a figure of empowerment, an athlete who demanded respect not through outrage alone but through undeniable skill, intelligence, and persistence. By the end of the week, the narrative had shifted subtly. While the initial outburst remained the catalyst, attention had broadened to her accomplishments, leadership, and the cultural conversation she had ignited. Angel Reese had managed to turn a moment of frustration into a platform for visibility, empowerment, and discourse that transcended the WNBA. She was no longer just reacting, she was leading, shaping the conversation, and demonstrating that strength comes not only from athletic talent but from the courage to speak up and the wisdom to do so strategically. As the dust settled on the initial controversy, Angel Reese began to reclaim control of the narrative in a way that few expected. What had started as a fiery reaction to LeBron James' support of Caitlin Clark had evolved into something far larger: a cultural moment, a conversation about visibility, respect, and the power of female athletes to assert themselves in a space long dominated by men. Angel's focus shifted from reacting to strategizing, turning the viral moment into a platform for her voice, her achievements, and her advocacy. Behind the scenes, her team worked meticulously to shape the messaging. Every social media post, every interview, and every public appearance was crafted to reinforce her position as both an athlete and a cultural influencer. Angel understood that the public's attention was a double-edged sword. Viral moments could elevate or overshadow her legacy, but she used it deliberately, showcasing her skill, intelligence, and leadership alongside her candid personality. This careful orchestration signaled that she was no longer a participant in the narrative, she was its architect. The public reaction was telling. Fans who had initially supported her outburst now celebrated her broader vision and dedication to the sport. Analysts praised her ability to convert a moment of controversy into empowerment, framing her as a trailblazer for women athletes who refused to be overlooked. Even critics began to acknowledge her professionalism. noting that while her initial reaction was passionate, her subsequent handling of the situation demonstrated maturity and strategic thinking beyond her years. Angel's on-court performances reinforced her message. Every rebound, every basket, and every defensive play became a statement. She was dominant not only vocally but through sheer ability. Analysts highlighted how her athletic achievements validated her call for recognition, emphasizing that respect in sports is earned both through performance and assertiveness. By demonstrating excellence under pressure, Angel proved that her voice carried weight not only because of the controversy but because of her undeniable talent. Meanwhile, the media narrative shifted from sensationalism to analysis. Features explored Angel's leadership, her influence on younger athletes, and the broader implications of her advocacy. Talk shows highlighted her as a role model, someone who had navigated public scrutiny with poise while sparking conversations about gender equity, recognition, and the responsibilities of high-profile figures. The discussion expanded beyond basketball, resonating with audiences interested in leadership, representation, and the power of speaking up in professional environments. Fans continued to engage, sharing clips of her games, commentary about her statements, and posts highlighting the impact she had sparked. Social media transformed from a battleground of criticism and defense into a platform of celebration, showcasing her growth, achievements, and the positive influence she was beginning to exert on sports culture. Angel had not only regained control of her image but had also used it to elevate the conversation around women in athletics. Within her team and inner circle, Angel's focus remained razor-sharp. Conversations centered on balancing visibility with professionalism, ensuring that her advocacy continued to be paired with performance and integrity. Lessons learned from the initial outburst and media frenzy informed every decision, from sponsorships to interviews to the way she engaged with fans online. Angel had transformed a moment of emotional reaction into a long-term strategy, blending passion with discipline in a way few athletes managed to achieve. By the end of this period, Angel Reese had solidified her position as both an elite athlete and a cultural influencer. The controversy that once threatened to define her legacy now amplified it. She had demonstrated that speaking out, asserting her value, and demanding recognition could coexist with excellence, discipline, and strategic thinking. In doing so, Angel redefined not only her narrative but also set a precedent for how athletes, especially women, can navigate moments of public scrutiny while maintaining control of their story. Her influence extended beyond headlines and highlight reels. Angel became a voice for younger athletes, a symbol of resilience and advocacy, and a figure whose presence demanded attention not just for skill, but for intellect, leadership, and courage. What began as a confrontation over recognition had evolved into a defining chapter of her career, one that underscored the intersection of talent, visibility, and influence in modern sports. As she stepped onto the court in subsequent games, the energy surrounding her was palpable. Fans, commentators, and fellow athletes recognized that Angel Reese had transcended a simple viral moment. She had converted frustration into purpose, attention into advocacy, and controversy into empowerment. And in doing so, she had not only reclaimed her narrative but had also carved a path for the future, a path defined by excellence, voice, and the unwavering determination to be seen and respected on her own terms. Angel Reese just set the sports world on fire, and this is only the beginning. Her explosive reaction to LeBron James supporting Caitlin Clark has sparked a debate that's gone global, raising questions about recognition, respect, and the power of women athletes to demand their rightful spotlight. Fans are divided, social media is ablaze, and the conversation isn't slowing down anytime soon. We want to hear from you. Do you think Angel was right to call out LeBron, or should she have handled it differently? How do you see this moment shaping her career and the WNBA's visibility moving forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments and join the conversation. Every opinion matters in this ongoing saga. If this story shocked you, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We break down every viral moment, every controversy, and every behind-the-scenes story, so you never miss a single twist in Angel Reese's journey.